Did you know there's between 250 and 500 different bike brands out there at any given time? So with that many out there, it's pretty hard to pick the right one. Of course, you're going to have a lot of the brands that you heard of because they spend a lot of money on marketing across social media. You know what ones we're talking about, so you'll know about those. But there's tons of other ones that could be a good bargain for you if you just put in the work and do these videos. Well, this video is one of the ones we're going to put on a new bike, but we've done many bikes before in the past about other e-bikes and what to expect, and we gave you longevity hauls on them and reviews and stuff like that. We got another one. We had a company by the name of Aipas, or Aipas, however you pronounce it, reach out to us, ask us if we'd like to try out their new F3 Max Adventure e-bike. This is a folding e-bike, and what's cool about it, it comes in our favorite color, the neon green, but also comes in black, blue, and cyan. If you're looking for those different colors, they got a bunch of different attachments, stuff like that. So we're in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to put this together. It's already 90% together, so you only got 10% to put together, you know, like maybe the front wheel, the handlebar, stuff like that. We're going to show you how to do that. We didn't look at any video to install or how to, you know, put it together or anything like that. We're going to do it from just like you would get it, so you can see what's involved in doing it. Yes, we have put bikes together before, so we kind of have that upper hand, but it's going to be an easy put together for you guys. So we're going to pop this thing open, and then I'll tell you a little more about, you know, the features on it and what it has. This is a class 3 bike, so it does up to 28 miles an hour. And it's a pass 5 on that. So you have the 5 settings for that. I think by the US standard, somebody can only be pass 3. We got our boy Quincy out here today. He's going to be helping us put this together. Once he gets a drink, I guess. It's hot. We're in Florida, yo. So we're going to pop this open, try not to get cut on the staples. It's funny though, if you guys can see it, this is the box the bike came in, and it shows a picture of a monitor on the box. I'm not sure why that is, but I assure you there's a bike in here. Oh, maybe it is. No, just maybe it is a big monitor. Yep, it's a bike. I'm trying to keep all these pieces in here as we pull a piece out. Obviously your rear rack. This bike comes with this rack, but it does hold up to 500 pounds max. And they do have other bikes and baskets and things you can put on the bike. You have to check out their website, show the stuff they have. And they have more than just their bike. This is their new one. This is the F3 Max, but they do have the F3 Adventure. This one has a few different things we'll talk about once we get deeper into it. Let me set all these things out. See what we're going to get into. Little box of goodies, probably the pedals and stuff. That is neon green. Holy crap. All right, let's set that down. We got the seat. Beautiful. What's cool about this bike too, also, it has full suspension. A lot of the bikes just have the front forks. This one has the front forks and it has the rear suspension. As we get into it, you're going to be able to see that here shortly.
Another box.
Another box. Cool. You can kind of see part of it right here, the suspension part, full swing suspension. So that'd be nice. Let me get all these pieces cut off. Let me get all this stuff off, and then we'll come back and show you how to put this thing together. Boom. Out the box. Here it is. It's supposed to be neon green, but man, that's damn close to a neon yellow. But I still like it. It looks pretty good. Let me tell you all that comes. You'll have them couple boxes. It's going to come with a toolkit, which I'm assuming will be everything you need to put this together. You got your neck for the seat, your axle nut for the front wheel, your 2 pedals, and your charger for the battery. You want to make sure you charge it up fully before you go out running it around. You have your seat, which will go on your post. You have the neck, which is going to go on. Your fenders, there's one here, and of course the rack, you've seen the rack. And then you have your handlebars, which are connected by this. You'll have to mount those. And then your front wheel. They are low on air, so you're going to have to pump those up. Make sure you see what it needs for our pressure. What's cool about these are the 20x4, so they are the wider tires, which would do good in like the sand and stuff. Here's, you can see some of that suspension working. Pretty nice. I like that it is hydraulic brakes. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it has hydraulic brakes. Here's your headlight. I think the horn's built in the back here because it has a horn. It also has a tail light. And it also has turn signals, it says. I'm not sure where those lights are yet, but we'll find it. But first thing we're going to do is get this front wheel put on. It comes with the shipping bolt on the front. You can see it here. We're going to be taking that off. And this is the bolt for your wheel. You just want to make sure that you put your brakes over that. If I could get the name out. But that's what we're going to do first. I'm just going to see what tools we got in here. We're going to take these, loosen these nuts, because it comes with, you got 3 wrenches, a bunch of Allen keys, and one of these straight and flat, or straight and Phillips screwdrivers. Actually, a bunch of Allen keys. So you should have everything you need. Yeah, there's this one. So we're just going to loosen this one. I mean, so far it feels pretty good. I know fully done with the battery and everything, it's like 88 pounds. So it's not the lightest thing, but it does fold up in about 8 seconds. We'll show you how to do that here later in the video. Little lever, we'll fold it up and get it in the back of an SUV. But that's going to be all we need. Get this going. Okay, once we got that shipping bolt out, if you're like me, you probably keep this. It's going to be for something good. Now we'll get our wheel over here so we can get the bolt through it. It looks the same on both sides. You got your spacers with your washers, and then these washers have the little tang right there, which is going to go up into the side here. You'll see it when we get to it. All right, we're ready to get this front tire set in there. For your axle bolt, you're going to want the bolt with the flat washer on. Then you got the washer with the tang. You want that, and then you want the spacer. How that's going to go is the spacer is going to go, when you put it through the hub here, you're going to have the spacer closest to the bike. So the fork will sit in between here, and then your tang will sit on there. Same with the other side. We're going to put the spacer on the other side. Go ahead, lift it up. Like that. You can see how we have that on there, and then your tang will push into the spot there. And then you just put the same way on the other side. You're going to put the tang piece closest to the hub, so it goes in and locks in. Your flat washer, and then your nut. Then we could tighten those down, and that'll be the tire mounted. Next thing we'll do is we'll go ahead in here and mount our brakes. After we get these tightened down, remember, you have everything you need. So we're going to hit each side of this, tighten this down, then we'll go on and put that brake on. I'm not sure if there's a torque setting for this, but just definitely snug it up. Most of us aren't going to go looking up a torque, I don't think. There we go. All right, now we're going to come over to your side. We're going to get this, yeah, the kickstand's down. You're probably good there. All right, now we're going to get our brake mounted here. You can see in the brake, there's this thing you're going to have to pull out. Just keeps your brake pads from coming together. And we're going to want to get this mounted over on here. You can see the spots on the fork where this is going to mount. The bolts are already here. You're just going to pull those out because you're going to put those back in. And they will have Loctite on them. You don't want your brakes loosening up. You can see the Loctite there. There we go. Like I mentioned, we pulled that piece out between the pads. Now we're going to get this thing mounted on here. We're going to put it onto the disc first here. You'll see where it's going to sit. You can see it sits right in there. Just make sure that you're between the brake pads and not on one side or the other. Then we will put these on. Snug those down. Like I mentioned, they got Loctite so they don't back out, but you should still check them. And after we're done tightening this up, we'll go up to the bars. They do have the BMX style bars, which I think are pretty nice. You got that whole space on the bar if you wanted to mount like a phone mount or something like that. Some of the other ones got the straight bars and it doesn't give you any room for anything. And the keys are zip tied to the handlebars right now. Love bug season. All right, we're good with that. Brakes are on, tires on. So it goes pretty quick. They say it's 90% complete. I would say 85% complete maybe. But all right, next we're going to go up to mounting the neck for the bars. On here, there's a sticker. It says, what's it say? Please remove this washer before installing the stem. So we will do that. I'm assuming they're talking about this plastic washer here. Or that's metal, but I'm assuming they meant that washer. I would assume. I don't know. We're winging it, folks. But yeah, there are instructions on their website if you guys want to just look at the instructions. I don't want to. I just want to put this together. This is another part of the bike that will fold when you're going to fold it up and put it away. We're just going to loosen up this nut so we can get it fit onto the stem. So these should be loose. We're going to have to loosen this anyway because we need to get to the bolt that's going to be in the center. That bolt we took out will go right in here once we get this mounted on here, like so. This is that piece you had. We took the rubber or the washer off like it told us to. Now we just tighten this down. All right, guys, we're on to putting the bars on. Remember when you put your stem on that you want your thing, your top part that holds your bars to be, you know, this way with the bike so it'll mount nicely. We had it off at first, so we had to straighten it out, but you'll see it when you do it. So this will be off-centered. It's not supposed to be perfectly centered, so remember that. Like I mentioned, I like the BMX style bars, especially because it reminds me of when I was a kid there. I used to race the BMX bikes, but it gives us more room here. A lot of the bikes don't. They're just like straight bars. It doesn't give us that room that we need. So we got to make sure we have these on right. It's going to be more like that. So your cables come out the front. You can see I had that there. Now we're just going to put that on there, tie that on, or tighten that on. Then our bars will be mounted. Well, let me get this tightened down. Just when you're tightening it down, make sure it's centered. It's got gnarling like in here. You want that perfectly centered of the bars. You can always go in and straighten anything later if you need to, but we're just going to tighten this down, then we'll go on to the next. All right, next, what we did, we got the bars on there. We didn't tighten it fully because we want to sit on it after we get the seat on it and adjust where we want the bars. So don't fully tighten that down. We're just going to put our seat stem in. It has the different measurements here. Here's the minimum. It has to be in at least that far. So, I mean, if you're a really tall guy, you might want it right to there. But, I mean, we're gonna start it there and go to the minimum, but we'll tighten this so we can have this tightened down. We'll put this in where we want it. I mean, I'm 6 foot, so we'll see where we're going to want this. I mean, that's in there pretty good, but I think I want to tighten it more. Worst thing, sitting on the seat and then have it just freaking shrink to the bottom. There we go. Now for the seat, these are pretty simple. You're going to put that on the end of the seat stem and then just tighten these down. You can adjust your angle. That's probably going to be too high for anybody, but you can adjust your angle. One of the things we'll probably do, which we do on most of these, is we do put like a Cloud 9 seat or something a little more softer. We do that for a couple reasons. We used to put the suspension post on our bikes, but this has rear suspension, so we might not need the seat post, but we still like the bigger saddle up top, which just feels more comfortable. The Cloud 9 seats are the best ones we found so far. I mean, we got some other ones, what was that, Schwinn or something, made one that was pretty decent. It's big. It feels good, especially if you're riding the trail for a while. Right, our seat is mounted on there and tightened down. I'm going to sit on it so I know where I want my bars, and then I can finish. Yeah, see, that seat's a little too tall for me. So we'll just loosen this up, drop it down. Still a little too tall, but allows me to decide where I want these bars. I think I want them right there. So now I can just go to tighten these down where I need it. And I can adjust that seat final. Then we'll put the pedals on in the fenders. And I think that's about it, really. All right, next we're going on to put on the pedals. On each pedal, it's labeled left or right side. And on the left side, it's going to be a little awkward because you turn it to the left to tighten it.
Almost like what that orange sticker on the thing says.
Yeah, it gives you a direction on the sticker. You guys can see it tells you which way to turn it. And the other side's the correct way. You turn it to the right, and the wrench is in there that goes for, yeah, right? Did I grab the wrong one? Yes. The wrench is in there. That's the bigger size one, the 15. And you just tighten those down. Then the only thing we got left is the rack and the fenders. See, I'm going to go back to 85% assembled, not 90.
Yeah.
What do you think, right?
Yeah, 85 is about right.
There you go. And these pedals do fold up. That helps it when you're trying to fit it in like the back of your SUV or something. So, all right, we got them pedals on. Now we're on to the rear rack and the fender. What we're going to do first, because you won't be able to get to it when it's on here, is we're going to take the screw out of the rack, and that's going to mount through the little slot in the fender. So we're going to get that put through. It's a tiny screwdriver, comes in the kit, but it does work for you. Ooh, maybe it works for us. There we go. We're going to just get it in there. We'll do it about center. Tighten that down. Don't need to be too tight. It's plastic. All right, now we're going to set this up in place. On the side of your bike, you have 3 holes. This one, and this one. They all had the screws in here. You probably took them out already. The one in the back has the longest screw. You're going to need that because both of these are going to come together, or should come together when you're mounting it. That way, that's why you want the longer screw. So we're going to set this over this. Keep these to the back right now. Then we're going to mount our rack on these upper 2. We'll show you on the other side. It'll be a better shot for you guys. I'll get these started so it'll hold it up for me. Okay, on this side, we have the 2 smaller bolts. They're going to mount right in these holes here. Got one started there. The other one's going to start here. So that's holding our rack. We're not going to tighten anything down yet, quite yet, but that's holding the rack. Now we're going to, on this back hole, remember where I was saying where the bolt was the longest, that's where both of these should mount. Both of them should mount right in there. At least that's my theory anyway. Yeah, that seems right. Get my Allen key. I think if anybody was going to have a problem with any part of putting this together, it would be here. Because you're going to think, oh, this goes up here. No, it don't. These go to that one only. Same thing on this side. You're just going to bring them all to that one hole. And then just tighten them down. Then once you get those tightened, you could tighten all of the other ones. Then your bracket will be mounted. There we go. We got that side tightened down. We'll tighten the rest of these down. And that's it for this one. Then we'll go on to the front one. We'll mount the front fender and front headlight. You can see this is that rear tail light turn signal thing. It's hard to see the turn signal. We'll show you that. We'll try to get you some night shots of that. You'll see it better. During the day, it's hard to see, but all right, we're just tightening everything down here. All right, next is to put our front fender on. Remember, this little lip to here points towards the back of the bike, just like the rear. And this is where the supports for that one's going to mount. You just take these screws out. There's one on each side. And then your headlight is going to mount with this also. But the first thing we want to do is take this bolt out of here. And you're going to have to use your wrench for that. And because it is a lock nut. And we'll unscrew that so we can get the mount the light mounted, as well as the front part of the fender, because that mounts through here as well. All right, you can see as we come in here, the back part of here is going to go up onto that screw once we get it there. But we're going to put our light through first, because we want our light to be like this. So we'll put that through, put our fender up on there, then we can put our washer and lock nut back on. And use your same wrench again to hold that. That is a 10 millimeter. And we'll tighten that from the front. All right, we got that tight. Now we're just on the side. You're just going to mount these into the holes where you took the screws out, one on each side, and tighten those down. And then you're done with the front one. Just make sure you tighten all your bolts that you might not have tightened. Go around and tighten all those up. All right, we got that mounted on there, pretty secure. So what are you guys thinking so far? It was pretty easy to put together. Like I said, the only spot I think you guys will have trouble if you're just winging it is that back fender thing. But as you've seen, we did it. It went together pretty easy. Right, I think that's it. We are done. I think there's a couple things we got to plug in for our rear light, because that was mounted to the back. You can see the plug for that. Right here is this plug. We just got to find the other part of the plug. Should be sitting back here somewhere, right here. It did come with a couple zip ties, so you can zip tie these up. These only go in one way. You'll see the little notch at the top of the plug. And in here, you just line those two up. It's only going to go in the one way. Bless you, sir. But here we go. And then there's a spot right here for a zip tie up through the frame.
It's cool that they included those.
Yeah, they're little buggers, but that's all you need really to hold these wires in place. There we go. We can trim that off. So our rear light should be on and ready and working. Our front light and all that, I think, is hooked up. Yep, that one's all hooked up, plugged in. Our brakes are good. So that's it. It is assembled. We're going to cut the keys off the dash or off the handlebars, and then we'll turn this on and show you a few of the features on here. All right, guys, there it is, fully assembled. It didn't take long. The last thing we got to do before we take it for a ride is we're going to have to put air in the tires, because they don't come with a lot of air in them. Also, you want to charge that battery full before you take it for a ride. That way you're good and you get your true range and everything like that. We're going to put the key in. The key location is down here at the bottom of the main part. You'll find the spot for the key. We'll get you a close-up of it. You're just going to put it in and then turn the key like that. It'll hang there. They stay there. You can use a zip tie or something, or a quick connect to hold them to the wires. Now here on the display, this is how you turn this on. Now that we turn the key, you just press and hold the power button. Dang, that's a nice looking display. I like that. There you go. It calibrated itself. Now this has a horn. Kind of cool. This is your button for your headlights and taillights. Then you have your switch, kind of like a motorcycle, for your left and right turn signals. I'll see if you guys can get close enough back there. We'll do a little bit of left going on. Left. A little bit of right. Then this here is the brake, or like parking lights. I don't think they light up. Do they get brighter for? Yeah, they get brighter. And they blink. So they get brighter and blink when you press the brake, which is pretty nice. So that's a cool feature to have. You don't see on a lot of these. I've noticed too just now that we're going to have to tighten this on kind of where we want it. This one's tight over here, but we're going to have to tighten this up a little. Might as well do that. Feels good there. This does have the Shimano 7-speed derailleur. So you have 7 speeds here to give you that full max of 28 miles an hour is what this bike does. Actually, wait, we need to turn it back on. I want to see what this shows for battery status and stuff like that. It shows that the battery's full, but we're going to plug it in just to be sure. And I see down here, you can see down here, there's no miles on this bike at all. Brand spanker. We're going to give it run through all its paces and do all that, and we can give you more feedback on that after we run it through everything. But we'll tell you a little more about it. All right, let's tell you a little bit more about this bike. It's got a 1800 watt rear hub motor on the wheel, which will give you all that torque you need because it's supposed to have 110 Newton meters of torque, and it can do it like a 25-degree gradient, which would be nice. And it does a top speed of 28 miles an hour, and it's supposed to give you 85 miles, but realistically, 85 miles is when you're pedaling, so you're going to want to get about 40 if you're on all electric, is what they say. And then it has the 20x4 tires, the fat tires, which will be great for sand and stuff other than pavement. We're going to like that. And one cool feature I like on the bike is the full suspension it has. It has the rear suspension. You can see like the shock absorber here and the pivot here on the frame. Plus you got the front fork suspension, which is pretty nice. And then also in the rear, you have the seven speed Shimano derailleur. So you get all those different settings or speeds. So it helps you out really nice. You can see that there. Now this does have a, what does it say for the battery? A 48 volt, 18 amp hour battery, which is supposed to give you that length of time. We'll find out. We just don't know. And the battery is thermically protected because of the BMS will protect against that. So it won't get that hot. It's got a cool design on it. Like I said, it doesn't look as much green as it does yellow, but it looks awesome. I do like the color of it. What else we got? Like I said, the BMX style handlebars. Love the BMX style handlebars. This does come with a 1-year warranty and a 14-day trial period. So you can try for 14 days, see if you like it, see if it's the fit for you. And it could be. It's a pretty nice bike. They got other bikes if you guys are interested in checking them out also. And this, it does weigh 85 pounds. So it's not the lightest. So you got to have a little bit of strength to fold it and put it in your SUV. And it is IP65 rated on the battery to keep that protected. And like we showed you, it has the headlights, the tail lights, the turn signals, pretty awesome. And then that cool horn, I guess, it would help just to have those things. So there's a few of the features. I'll probably pop them up on the screen so you can see all the different features it has. It'll help you compare it to another bike if you're looking at multiple bikes and just trying to decide which one to get. Sometimes it does come down to color. This one here, I know you're going to see this bike and say, it kind of looks like the design of another bike. It does, but this one's way better. Full suspension, horn built in, headlights, turn signals, the different kind of bars. The display looks awesome. We're going to Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that close-up, but here it is. With that being said, we're going to get this thing charged up, and then we're going to take it for a ride. Before we charge it and get it plugged in, we're going to do a couple, quick runs through here just to make sure everything's feeling all right. And then we'll get it charged, and then the next shot you see will be us cruising down some trails somewhere, giving this thing a full test. But so far, I'm liking the color combo. I'm not even sure any of the other ones would make sense to me. The black with that neon color, it pops nice. So let's get this over here and give it a couple spins. Loading up the Aipas F3 Max adventure e-bike is pretty simple. Nick here is going to show you how to do it. It's 3 simple steps. You fold in your pedals, fold down the handlebars, and then fold the bike in half, and you are ready to load it into the SUV, truck, or whatever you're taking. It is 85 pounds, so if you're fairly strong like Nick, you can get it loaded by yourself, but I would recommend a couple people just to make it easier on you. You don't want to blow out your back or anything. And then you get it right in your SUV or your truck, and you can close it up. But if you do have a bike rack, it would be easier if you just had it on a rack in the back of your vehicle. But pretty good. All right, guys, we are about 15 miles into our first trip with this bike. So far, it's been great. I like that I can get full speed out of just the throttle alone if I want it. I've been trying to go with just throttle to try to see how many miles we get. And I can go max speed with this. So on number 5, on this, past 5 with full throttle, I got 31 miles an hour, and that was on a flat. So that's pretty good. They say 28, but you could get a little bit more, which I like. Some of the other bikes we tested, you give a full throttle, you get max 20. So this one was pretty nice for that. I find third gear works best for when I'm riding with people because I get like 15.6 miles per hour and I set the cruise. To set the cruise, you just press and hold the minus button on the display and then it'll lock your cruise in. Then you can cruise at 15.6. Pass 4 gave me 22.5. And like I mentioned, pass 5 gave me 31. So it was great. This thing cruises. I'm 15 miles in. I didn't even touch a battery bar yet. So far, so good. I'm liking it. I love that color. You guys got to let me know what you think down below for that color. That bright color with the all black, that looks amazing. I like that it has like more like the mag wheels instead of the wire spokes. So far, I'm liking it. One thing I would need to upgrade is the seat because I'm used to them softer, wider seats. This one, I mean, it ain't bad, but it's still, when you're used to that softer, wider stuff, it ain't working. If you guys see some fish jumping in the background, we're here at the opening of the Gulf of America. Got all these that's probably, I don't know which ones are jumping today, but mullet, yeah, mullet are probably jumping. But I would upgrade the seat a little bit for me because I don't have, I got a bony butt, so I just need a more softer seat. But the suspension is working pretty nice. So far, we're liking it. We're going on to some other trails. So far, we've had on some hills. It did a good incline on its own. I didn't have to pedal at all. I like that. We're going to get it into some sand with these 4-inch tires. I think that'll do pretty good. Make us feel a little more stable with that. We're going to give you on that. We've been on dirt roads, paved roads so far. So far, so good. We're liking it. So let's get back on this thing, head a bunch of miles back to the truck, and we'll go to the next spot, try out some other terrain, see what's up. We're going to grab some lunch first, though. Here we go. All right, guys, we're coming to the end of our ride. We've been all over town to getting a bunch of shots for you guys and giving this running through its paces. On this last trail we're on, as you can see, we're off-road. So we ran across some, we had a little bit of mud, we had some dirt, we had some sand, we had some pebbly rocks. And I was really whizzing through there. So I did do pretty good on the battery. You can see the battery's only at 2 bars right now up there. So 2 bars is all I got. So keep that in mind. If you're doing this kind of riding where you're off-road and spinning tires in sand and all this and that, you're not going to get the mileage it states. If you're on a nice paved path, you'll easily get that. We seen that when we were on the other paved road. We were getting good. I didn't lose any battery bars, and I went over 10 miles. So on this trail, though, it burned up some battery. Should be enough to get us back to the truck, though. But overall, we do like the bike. Like I said, the seat for us needs to be a little more comfortable, especially if you're on this rough stuff. You're going to want a better seat. Second, the color. I just love this color. I don't know. It says neon green. I guess that's a neon green. It's more like a safety yellow, but with that black, it just looks really good. I do like the BMX style handlebars because I have room for my GoPro or a phone mount or anything like that. So having the BMX style bars are nice. You do have your little horn. It does have the headlights, taillights, and it also has, when you apply the brake, it also flashes the brake light. So people, if you're riding with others, can see that you're hitting the brake. And also the turn signals as well. Yeah, you get your left and right. They'll show up better at night for sure, but they are there and it helps. And this light is pretty bright. Considering it's the LED and the horns all in that little unit, you can hear the horns pretty bright, or yeah, pretty loud, and the light's pretty bright. We'll try to get you some nice shots of that. But overall, it has done great so far. We're going to put a lot more time onto the bike. We'll give you a follow-up video down the road sometime after we get a lot more time with it, more charge cycles through it. I'll let you know how the range is going. We'll also let you know about customer service. Sometimes we do that. We will shop customer service on some of these people to see how well they respond. We might do that with these guys to see how they respond to that kind of stuff. because we had other bikes where the bike was great, but it came time to need a battery, and customer service was so bad we couldn't even get a battery. So a lot of good that does you if you can't get replacement batteries. You're not going to buy a bike every time. But with that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, try something new.
Whenever your heart is broken.